Guys, welcome to week 8. Congratulations on getting this far. I feel like I've bombarded you with a lot of information so far on lots of things. So congratulations for taking it in. The last week, okay, so this is kind of continuing on from the week before, where I want you to do what you've loved over the last over the course, really. So I've actually, as you can see, I've got a proper canvas here. That wasn't on like our materials list, but so if you don't have that, you could feel free to use the heavyweight cartridge or the canvas card. But if you are able to treat yourself to a canvas, it's a really nice experience to paint on one, especially for our last session. This one's quite large, but that's what I've got. You can get them from like Officeworks or Jackson's or even Bunnings, I think. There's a few different stores. So I'm going to jump in with what I love. So often when I paint in a few different approaches, I guess, but when I'm stuck and I don't know how to begin, I often start with those really big abstract brush strokes and just let the painting take me. I guess, yeah, let the paint take me. So I'm going to start with that. All right, so I'm going to jump in again with this. I'm going to do a background. But I want to be really bold with this background. Do you know, one of the weeks I really liked was the limited brush strokes. So I'm not going to count my brush strokes for this. I want to enjoy some of the abstract, movements. I might use my spray bottle, but I kind of want to stand back and be quite conscious about what I'm putting down and be really strong in it, because I'm going to do an abstract background, because that's how I really like to approach it. Gets rid of this white, which can be quite daunting, and then I'm going to stop and have a look at it and take my next step from there. So first things first is mixing what colours you want. If you've been looking at the things that you like over the last few weeks, you might have your colour swatches, you might have collected different things, you might just look at your colour wheel and see what stands out for today. I feel like using blue. I'm dressed all in blue. Maybe that's what I was feeling like today. So I'm going to mix like a mid-tone blue, and I'm going to mix a really light blue right next to it, and I'm not going to put the opposite in right now, not for this first one, not the opposite colour of blue being orange. I'm going to leave them to be quite bright, and I'm going to put in a little bit of a darker turquoise colour, which is our blue and our green together. Yeah, that looks great. Put a bit more. This is a huge canvas. I probably haven't mixed enough paint. Okay, I'm going to give it a little spray with water, and I'm just going to jump in. I'm not even going to really think about it. I'm just having fun with the background with bold, confident brush strokes. Really good, as I've kind of said the whole way, even if you're working on a table, get back, stand back and really look at your work. Okay, I've got my back to you guys. We get a little bit more white. My trusty spray bottle. A few drips. I often like drips. You can move your canvas to the side if you want. and I'm going to get a bit, I'm just going to wash, actually I'll switch brushes. And I'm going to bring a darker colour down the bottom here. Okay, that's my first layer done. No more white, finished. I'm going to quickly move this over and give it a quick hair dry. Okay everyone, first layer. So I've just kind of, you know, played around with this, and there's already some really nice things happening. You know, I love how the paint's just slightly gone on there when my brush was a bit dry. These drips are nice. What I'm going to do next is, because this is quite a lighter, it was a mid-tone but it's still light, I'm going to bring a darker layer over the top and do some of the scratching back into the techniques that we did with our with one of the layering abstract sessions we did earlier. And I almost want it to look a little bit moody, a little bit rainy. That's what I kind of feel like. So I'm going to mix like a deep blue, a murky kind of deep blue. So that means I'm going to mix the blue with its opposite, which is orange, but just a tiny bit of the orange, just to pull it across, make it a little bit darker. Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to get my big brush, one of my big brushes, squeeze the water out. Okay, I want to be a bit bold with this still, continuing on with those strong, confident brush strokes. And I'm going to go. Okay, before that dries, I want to come and scratch back into that. Just get a better one. And just giving a little illusion of a bit of light coming through here. Okay, stepping back, cool. Now I want a little bit more darkness. Get the paint's drying, give it a good spray. Well, that kind of works a bit easier actually. Okay. And a little bit of spray down here. Okay. Okay, and because I've got that light here, that darkness here, sorry, now I kind of actually want to, this is kind of competing against each other, so I'm going to bring a little bit more of that white down. That's a bit under the clouds. Sorry guys, I've got my back to you all, so I'll get some white on here. That's a bit better. Going to push that back. You know, and a good tip is to work right up to your edges. This can often be where you can see the difference between a bit of a lazy painting. If you haven't bothered to go to the edge and do that, those marks and put that in, you'd notice it. So give just as much attention to your top and bottom and edges as you do the other parts. Okay, let me check out my moody. Oh yeah, it's looking pretty moody. Might give one tiny, see if we get, you can go overboard with this thing. It's also good to know when to stop. Okay, I think I'm quite happy with that for my second layer. Bringing in that dark over the top, scratching back into it, and then getting rid of the dark down the bottom. So we're using those layering mark making techniques. I'm just going to take this over to quickly hair dry. Alright guys, so I've taken a little step back from this and had a look, and I've realised that I actually want a little bit more darkness, that dark blue, just going up here a little bit. So I'm going to mix a little bit more of that, which was our blue with a dollop of yellow and a bit of red. So our blue with that orange to make that kind of midnighty blue. And I'm just going to go. You know, if something runs down that you don't like, you can usually just take it off again pretty easily. Ideally with a clean rag. It's easier said than done. Okay. I quite like that little drip. Okay, I'm going to stop there and just quickly once more go back to the hairdryer, and we've got our next bit. All right guys, stage 2. So now I'm going to bring another layer. I want to keep with this abstract, really loose, letting the painting lead me, but I want to bring a bit of colour in. So I have mixed up a couple of colours here. So I'm going to get them down in kind of random spots. A little bit more. I'll just grab a tiny little bit more of this pink. Mix that in. Okay. I want to really light one up the top here. A real bright yellow. And one up here. Okay. Quick blast with the hairdryer. Okay, so next layer. So it might have looked weird just how I was popping that colour on, but I actually like what we did in the session where we did the abstract layering. I want to use these stickers just to create another layer. So I'm going to go over those colours that I've put down. Oops. With gold circles. Okay, again stepping back, checking out what the composition's like. It's hard to see that if you don't step back from your work for a little bit. Okay, oops. Okay, that should be enough. Oops. Okay, so now I'm going to mix that midnight blue that I've already got here in the background, which is our blue straight from the tube, again with a little bit of its opposite, orange. Okay, and I'm going to mix that together. Now I was a little worried about some of these sticking, so I've got a smaller brush. I'm just going to really gently go over. Not sure if that one will stay. I'll give it a whirl. And that one down the bottom is a lot lighter, so I'm going to put a little bit of white in. There we go. And just paint over that one. Okay, that should hold it. Just going to go one quick spray. Alrighty guys, I'm just going to pause and give that a quick blast with the hairdryer, and we've got 2 more layers to do, and then we're done. Alright guys, welcome back. I've just put the hairdryer over the dots. Some of them have fallen off, as you can see, but I'll peel the rest off now, and we'll see that colour that I put underneath just pop through in little bits, which again, like we've looked at the whole time, when you've got that darkness in the front, we want that lightness coming through. They really play off each other. I think that's my last dot. There's one there. So as you can see, some of these lighter ones, a little bit of the blue's got through. But I can just touch that up with a tissue or a rag. Oh, and there's one more here. Got it. Okay, so now I'm going to stand back, have a look. There, now just with that little splash of light, our paintings start to come alive a little bit. But I feel like I want to bring a little bit more colour back into this just before I finish, as again that other layer. So I'm going to grab my paintbrushes and I'm going to put a little bit of colour underneath each one and just hit it with the spray gun. Bit of pink under the pink, bit of purple under our purple. And this is the fun part. Again, you know, this is just, we're just kind of being really playful here, combining what we've learned and just having fun with it. It's just about letting go. And again, if something's too much and you don't like it, you can always pull it back, especially while it's wet. And here we go. Oh, I forgot there's a circle there. Cool. guys, that's about it, I think, for this one. That's bringing 4 different approaches that we've learnt over the 8 weeks just into one piece. I'll probably step back and give it a hair dry and have another look like we've been doing, working on something, stepping back from it, having a look, seeing if there's some last little adjustments, and or just seeing if I want to leave it. So I'll just quickly get that hairdryer on. All right guys, after having a step back and looking at the work, I've decided that I've got one more layer left. I really feel like these colours aren't popping forward enough. Some of them have blurred a little bit around the edges, so I just want to bring a lighter shade of the colours I've got in the dots just over the top of it. And again, I can do that really, really easily by referencing back to my colour wheel, because if I've got this colour here, which is, you know, sits near our purples, I'm just going to add more white to that colour. And just, you'll see once I put this on, it's just going to pop and bring those circles forward. So that's what I want to do. And the other thing as well, because I think it was week 1 that we looked at charcoal, and I think we might have brought it back again after, but charcoal is a really beautiful drawing tool that will work really gorgeously over canvas. You can still varnish or fix it after, but you can create these really, really lovely lines. So I want to accentuate this kind of darker, rainy area. Again, I'm going to use a repetitious line just with my charcoal. Again, another drawing technique we've done earlier to bring over the top. First, I'm going to do the colour. So I've got my white ready, I've mixed a bit in. This one, because I want really a clear colour pop, it's important to wash my brush well. There we go. Especially with our yellows, any light colour when you're painting sometimes can require a second layer because it doesn't sit as well on the darker colours underneath it. So there's that one. And here's another one. And just pop down here. Okay, so that's my yellows done. Now I'm going to jump to the pink. Okay. Right, my orange is next. Just going to quickly jump to a smaller paintbrush there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't want them all coming forward. So I'm going to leave those other ones. I'm quite okay with that. But just those lighter colours. And now a little bit brighter. So last, I'm going to bring the charcoal back in. And I'm just going to accentuate, there's so much going on here which can happen when we're doing an abstract work, from the water drips, turning the canvas on the side, scratching back into it before. So I don't want to do anything too bold right now. I'm just going to find something in there that I already like and just bring it out a little bit. And for me, that's these little marks here. I'm just going to turn my back to you guys a little bit so I can see. A little bit. Okay, just blending those edges a little bit. And again, as I come down here further into the light, I'm just softening my touch with that. So I've got that kind of darker, heavier lines, and I'm just going to switch sides of the canvas and bring in with some softer, gentle lines, which are going to make a softer, gentler mark. Okay, I'm just going to step back. Okay. Alrighty guys, so I've extended those lines a little bit down, and also the beauty of charcoal is I can soften any of these marks just by moving it down with my hand. So I'm going to leave that there. That's got enough layers on, and I'm starting to feel really happy with what's going on. But this is a good example of really being led by the painting. It's combining everything we know and just jumping in and having a go. Definitely a little bit less controlled than some of the other stuff we've done, but that's when you discover all these kind of beautiful accidents where the spray paint pulls that off and we get this white coming through, the different colors of the circles, the repetition in line. If you're wanting to do this last work by representing something and drawing a plant or something that you love, you can still bring all of these different techniques that we've learned into that. And it often makes a really, really interesting, beautiful outcome. So thanks guys. That's crazy that the whole 8 weeks has come to an end. I cannot wait to see what everyone's produced. I expect it to be all really different and bold, and all the things that you've collected over these 8 weeks too, and hopefully you've got a little bit more of an understanding about how you like to work. There's all techniques and many things that you can learn in art, but it's important that you really enjoy it and really engage with what you love while pushing yourself a little bit. So thank you so much for all your time and energy, and I really look forward to connecting with you all over the Facebook page. Thanks.